Hey guys. I know this isn't really like kind of the normal setup that we do. This is obviously on my phone. Um, and it's just something I want to get out as soon as possible, like because recent events occurring. I know this isn't gonna make any sense to any of you, or like it's gonna be completely out of context because we're editing the video and it's gonna take a little while to get up. Um, but I just wanted to talk about the suicide. I know it's a hard topic for many people to talk about, or even think about, but it's just such a fucking shitty thing to be a part of. Like I was a part of it. Um, not not a really close friend of mine, but a friend of mine that I went to camp with, and I knew him, and he was a great kid and a great guy, and I loved. He was a funny guy to be around, and I enjoyed being around him. I was never like, but the problem with things like this is that you can't. People around us, you have to notice the little things. Like even if you're like, oh, that's not even a big deal. I didn't notice anything about him. I didn't know his mood changed. My oldest brother is very good friends with this individual's older brother, and uh, it hit me hard. I know this is gonna be like rambling, and it's not gonna be cut or anything like that, but I'm sorry. It just I had to put it out as soon as possible because it was something that I needed to talk about, and I didn't feel like it could wait, and something that I wanted to, yeah, something I just wanted to get off my chest. So, I was, I still see this kid. I still see this kid's older brother, and he, he committed suicide. Maybe I can't even remember. Like maybe fucking 3 years ago, 4 years ago. It was been a while, but it's just a hard thing to even think about. Like I know I wasn't extremely close with this kid, but like just thinking about how I knew this kid and then he seemed like such a happy guy. Listen, like you can't wait about these things. Like I know I could have maybe reached out to him. I maybe could have tried to help, but like I just didn't see anything. I didn't know anything, but that's the problem. If you're closer with an individual, like many people were with this kid, there needs to be you need to make an effort to reach out to the person you think is having a problem, because even if they're not having a problem, it's still good to talk about. You'll still feel better that you talked about it and confronted it. Even if it seems like an awkward conversation to have, you still want to have that conversation, because if you don't, it's going to be 1,000 times worse than having an awkward conversation. Like if you're worried like, oh, probably nothing, like I don't want to be that guy and bring the mood down, go fuck yourself, because you have to make sure what's going on, because if there is something going on, it's just so important to address it, and it's so important to realize it and catch it before it's too late. um, if you are ever experiencing thoughts of suicide or depression, I can't no one knows the future, but obviously this is a low point, and obviously everybody goes through low points. I've gone through low points, I'm not saying that depression's not a thing. I'm not saying that you're not suffering or anything like that. But the problem with this is that even if it's you think it's rock bottom, death is a sure thing. The only certainty in life is death. So if you think for a second that it will get better if you are no longer on the earth, it won't. It won't make anything better. You may, because obviously you're not going to realize that what happened, and you're just going to move on. But for the people around you, the people that care about you, I guarantee you, even if you think no one fucking cares about you, I guarantee you, people are gonna be mentally destroyed if you commit suicide. Like the actions of coming the aftermath of suicide is 1,000 times worse on the people that around you. And I'm not saying it's a selfish thing to do. It's I don't want to upset anyone. I'm not here to like be like, oh, suicide's a fucking. It's not that big. It's not well. Depression's not that big of a deal. Obviously, depression's a big deal, and obviously, but there are people out there that will help you. If it's not professional, the people around you, your family, I guarantee you, will rather have that conversation than go through the aftermath of you leaving. And it's just if anyone if you use the thought that like, oh, I'm going through this hard time, like I I I feel like I'm just like weak, and I feel like that if I show weakness, or if I talk to um someone about to be there, someone I just said someone about to be there, sorry, the noodle man texted me that, but if you I just hate to think that you would think that you're weak. If you are willing to talk about your depression, and you are willing to talk about the problems you're going through, you are the strongest human being on the face of the planet. Like the willpower that it would take to do that, I guarantee you anyone around you will respect that. And you won't seem weak. No one, no, if you, I don't even understand how it's an argument, because if you admit that you're depression, no one will be like, oh, that guy's a fucking pussy. No, they're going to be like, wow, this kid wants help and he's getting it, and I need to help this kid. That will solve all of the problems. Anything, your friends, your family, even if you think you have no friends, your family, there are people around you, your community, even if they don't know you personally, will still be affected by you leaving. And if those kids that are bullying you or whatever, those kids aren't going anywhere in life. Those kids are just absolute fucking assholes. And if you're being bullied, or you're going through like a struggle in your sexuality, you find there are people out there that will help you. Gay, straight, bullied, not. If you're gay, there are people that love you. It's not like being gay is the end of the world. If your parents don't accept that, they can go fuck themselves, because it's who you are and it's how you are, and there's nothing they can do to change that. Even if it's not the ideal sense, they still probably not still probably what are you, fucking retarded? Oh my god, that was a bad thing to say. No, they still definitely love you, and definitely they're not like, oh, if my friend's gay, I want him to fucking die. No one thinks that. If you're saying like, oh, my if I'm like, oh, Dad, I'm going through a hard time, and I'm struggling with my sexuality, and they're like, oh, you're definitely still straight. It's definitely just a phase. Like, no, it's not. And they have to accept that. Parents need to accept their children, because if you are willing to lose your kid instead of him being gay, you are a fucking animal. You are a fucking horrible person that should not have had children in the first place, because you're a fucking asshole. And everyone, if kids that are picking on you, you could be you could become a famous musician, you could become a famous actor, you could find the fucking cure to cancer. And the world needs you to be around to accomplish those things. And the people that are bullying you, you do your work, you get shit done in high school, you get through whatever you have to get through. Those kids will go off and be fucked for the rest of their lives. But if you just focus and do the things that you need to do, then you're better off than they are. Like, people who bully people, that's a weakness. They're showing weakness. If you can overcome that, you are stronger than they are, and they can't bully you for that. Because that's not how life works. They obviously they're going through a hard time too, and that's just how they vent things. If they vent things like that, it's not right, but we all have things that we do, and they'll get over their things too, just like you will get over your problems that you're having. So just any of my fans, I know there's not a lot of you, but if any of you are ever need help or need someone to talk to, just reach out to me, because I'm here to help. I don't care anything you say to me, I guarantee you talking to somebody will help, and I can help you, and I will just feel 1,000 times better if I helped you and you actually reached out to someone. Even if it's me, you have no idea who I am, but you just, if reaching out to anyone is just important, and you guys all need to do it if you are feeling this way. And guys, there's anything's better than death. If you talking to someone cannot possibly be better than death. I never experienced this stuff myself. I've experienced, obviously, going through the aftermath of someone else committing it, but I've never been in that place where I've thought that. But I can't imagine that you guys are thinking that talking to someone would be worse than death. Like, you were thinking of death at such a high positivity. Like, it's just, I feel like I'm just spewing shit at this point. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it. I just wanted to get this out as soon as possible. I really hope that you guys will reach out and find help. Suicide, not a joke. If you think that if someone's suffering with depression, you think that that person's weak, you're fucking weak. Like, you try going through the things that those people are going through, and I guarantee you will be in the same spot that they are. And you would hate to be considered weak. So, thank you guys for just tuning into this. I know it's a fucking shit, a half-made bullshit vlog / just rant, but I thought it would be important to get this out as soon as possible, because I realized after watching the Logan Paul thing that it was something that needed to be talked about, and I hope that you guys all take at least some note, even if it's in the back of mind, even if you're not feeling it now, if you feel it later on, just think back to what I've said. And I know you you're full of shit, like you don't know. Like, I don't know, but I'm just telling you that anyone who out there, it will get better. Like, life will go on. It's just this time it's tough. School can be tough, I understand, but school ends. Death doesn't end. So with that, I'm just gonna see you next time. I don't even know how to end this shit. I don't even know if I'm gonna put this out. It's so fucking garbage, but I think the message is important, and I feel like it's just a good thing to talk about. And I feel better that even if this helps one person or helps no one, I'll just feel better that I got this out there. So thanks guys for watching.